Welcome to Risk Watch. I'm Jonathan Ferguson. In November of 2016, the FFIEC announced several revisions to the Uniform Interagency Consumer Compliance Rating System. With those revisions going into effect at the end of March 2017, Mike Stottlemyer of AffirmX is here to highlight the changes and show you how they affect your institution. Mike?
Thanks, Jonathan. The Consumer Compliance Rating System hadn't seen any revisions since its implementation in 1980. We're talking before Dodd-Frank, before widespread use of internet, and before interstate banking entered the scene. We might say the revision is long overdue. The FFIEC designed the new system to focus more of its effort on risk-based evaluations and reflect the consumer compliance supervisory approaches that are currently in place. With the new changes, the FFIEC wants to create a one-size-fits-all system that could be adapted to any financial institution when evaluating its compliance management system, or CMS. In the definition section of the new system, the agencies instruct examiners to consider an institution's CMS through the lens of the institution's size, complexity, and risk profile. Furthermore, the agencies state that the purpose of these changes is to encourage coordination, communication, and consistency between the agencies and to support a transparent and actionable rating system that reports compliance. All of that sounds great, but how effectively will the changes accomplish the FFIEC's objectives? Let's take a closer look. The system has three main categories: board and management oversight, compliance program, and violations of law and consumer harm. Each category splits into four smaller sections, and each section receives a rating on its scale from 1 to 5. As been the case, 1 represents the lowest level of supervisor concern, while 5 represents the highest. A rating of 1 or 2 is considered satisfactory, while ratings of 3, 4, or 5 are less than satisfactory. The board management oversight category requires examiners to look closely at board and management oversight and commitment to compliance, how well they manage changes in their legal and regulatory environment, whether or not they can effectively comprehend, identify, and manage risk within their institution, and how proactive their corrective action and self-identification procedures are. The compliance program category scrutinizes a financial institution's policies, procedures, and third-party relationships, its compliance training, the efficiency of its monitoring and/or auditing processes, and how it responds to consumer complaints. The last category, violations of law and consumer harm, examines the root cause, severity, duration, and pervasiveness of any regulation violations the regulator may find within the financial institution. Remember, the FFIEC highlighted its goals of creating a system with more actionable ratings. Yet a numerical value surely doesn't give an institution a lot to go off of in terms of what specifically it needs to improve. However, the guidance to the new system includes some descriptions for each numerical rating that might be helpful. For example, a rating of 1 means the institution maintains a strong CMS and takes action to prevent violations, while a rating of 5 means that the institution has a general lack of willingness or capability to prevent consumer harm. Each category also includes a description of what each numerical rating means. If you're starting to feel that the new rating system means your regulatory burden is getting heavier, the FFIEC explicitly states that the proposed changes will not add any additional regulatory burden. Whether or not that will remain the case as the changes start to take effect is yet to be determined. These changes go into effect on March 31st, so it's a good idea to make sure you're familiar with them and ready for implementation.
Thanks, Mike. To learn more about the new Consumer Compliance Rating System, or to contact Mike, please visit riskinbox.com/resources. I'm Jonathan Ferguson for Risk Watch. Thanks for watching.